Life is all about the time and the memories you make. So take tough decisions. Don't forget to welcome the critics. Enjoy your life. Every day is a new dawn and every day lessons learned. Welcome to my channel, One Girl's View. This is Devika Krishna. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Just in case if you don't know, I'm doing my master's at La Trobe University. I do videos about lifestyle, DIYs, travel, basically everything about student life here in Australia. So without any further ado, let's get into the tip part right now. Today's video, I'm going to be giving tip on how to get rid of the negligence or ignorance that you have in your life. I'm just gonna be sharing my little experience with you so that you can actually guess or you can actually make out whether you have to ignore ignorance, ignore negligency, or you really want to get rid of it. The first airport visit, the first flight that I had is from Bangalore to in my entire life. That was the first time I did travel on flight, and airport visit, international airport visit, all those stuff are pretty new for me. And that day I had a flight from Bangalore to Hong Kong and Hong Kong to Melbourne. In Hong Kong, I had around 10.5 hours layover where I need to be basically taking care of my all belongings. On that day, I went to washroom and then I kept all my baggages in the waiting area. So my luggage was unwatched or unattended for 10 minutes if I'm not wrong. So they have taken my luggage. And that was the first time my airport visit, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't know where to go and ask. Just I just know that I can actually deal with the things, but still ignorance and the negligence are they are really against your life, and they want to put you down no matter what. So you need to keep them away as far as possible. So after that, my flight was around 7:30 from Hong Kong to Melbourne, and till 5 o'clock I was still searching my bags. I was asking everyone. They said, we don't know, we'll check the security cameras, all those stuff. Since you are a normal person, you're not a celebrity or any kind of stuff, you're not from government or something like that, they're not gonna give you more like the best preference that you can get. And I was completely lost by the time, and I was searching all the way, and then I cried a lot on that. And that was a hectic moment for the person. That was my first flight, that was my first visit to airports and all those stuff, and I had really a bad experience. From that time, I think I overcome the negligence and the ignorance I have after moving here. I have learned so much literally. So with my experience, I would say, if you want to avoid negligency or ignorance and negligency both are similar words, I would say, but they act in a very different way depending on the situations. Say, if you want to avoid negligency, I would say, just keep repeating or keep thinking all the things that you need to do in order to do something. Say, if you want to complete a work, before getting into the work, what are the things that you need? Say, I am supposed to travel to Melbourne from Bangalore. What are the things that I should have? All those flight ticket, passport, visa, and everything. If I want to travel from Hong Kong to Melbourne, I should have my transit, I should have my passport and boarding pass, all those stuff. So I need to keep on checking. So what I realized is, if you want to overcome the negligency or the ignorance that you have to keep on recalling the things that you need to do. You have to be very, very, very conscious. And this is a little personal tip that I could give, which I do every day. Probably it could help you one or the other way. I think so. It's just you need to keep a checklist. Say, if you're going to a shopping, say you want to buy 10 items for your kitchen, say egg, avocado, spinach, celery, asparagus, all those stuff, you need to get it into your kitchen. It's just, you might forget, I would say. So what I say is, you just write it down. Everything, you jot it down in a paper and then just make it a checklist. If you are done, check. Then you don't have to bother about it. You just don't give a shit about it. So no matter what kind of thing that you will be getting into, it could be a shopping, it could be a travel like mine, it could be meeting a friend, all those stuff. So make a checklist what you want to do, be organized, and be prepared for everything. If you're keeping a checklist, then you are done. You don't have to bother about anything. Okay, this is a little tip that I'm giving. If you want to avoid negligency, just keep recalling the things that you need to be doing and make a checklist of it, and just check it out and check it in the bin after you're done with it. Okay, thank you. Now coming back to today's video, without any further ado, I just want to jump into the topic. Today I'll be talking about the cost of study abroad, or what are the expenses, what are the complete amount that you should be spending in order you to come to another country and settle it down. In this video, I'm going to be particularly talking about Australia. It could be a little bit or somewhere halfway similar to other countries, but there are some processes when compared to Canada, when compared to US, you need to actually research. I am leaving that up to you. So let's get into the video. So the first thing starts is once you decide your parents. If you haven't watched my video about still you're thinking to study online or studying abroad, what are the things that you have, what are the things that you need to be aware of, all those stuff, I have done a video day before yesterday, as I promised that I will be doing video day after tomorrow. Here I am. So I want you to go and check out that video. I'm going to be linking somewhere here or there, so just check it out. Okay, after you convincing your parents, and just the first thing that you need to have, that you need to really have in order to travel other countries, is passport. In my case, I didn't have passport, so I started my process from to everything. So the first process is passport. The fees for passport would be around 3,000 if you really want it very quickly, or you can go with 1,000 or 1,500 if you want your passport to be done. Is, say you have to take English proficiency exam. It could be TOEFL, it could be IELTS, it could be PTE if you are trying to Australia. The charge for IELTS exam is 13,000 INR or 14,000 INR, roughly. I'm keeping INR. And say you want to take training for the exam, or if you're very enough to get your exams passed by studying on your own, then don't worry about the training. In my case, I took a training, IELTS training. It costed me around 8,000. Somewhere between 7,000 to 8,000. The cost is gonna be, say, 3,000 for passport. And universities, generally Australian university don't charge you for application fees. Some universities do charge, say Monash University, University of Melbourne, these group of 8 universities, they usually charge. I don't know why. I don't know why other universities don't charge. It's just that Australian universities generally don't charge application fees. And just in case, if you are applying for any University of Melbourne or something like that, you will be having an application fees around $100 to $150, which could come around 5,000 to 8,000 INR. And then is your consultancy. You can ask me, Devika, whether I need to pay anything for Australian process for consultancy or any agents. And it's a big no. If some consultancy is charging you and it's a trap, please don't go into it. It's just their way of making money. Usually Australian process, student visa process, nobody will charge any fees, as they'll be getting commission after you are admitted to any university. So don't worry about the processing fees. So far, passport, IELTS exam and application fees, just in case if you're opting for any group 8 universities in Australia. And you have to wait for the offer. Once you get your offer, you need to accept the offer. After accepting the offer, you need to be prepared with the financials. You need to show Australian government that you are capable enough and you have a back support from your country. If something wrong happens, the family or anybody can help you when you are in a financial crisis. So the government will ask you to show one year living expenses 10 lakh INR and 1 year semester fees. It could be somewhere between 20 lakhs to 25 lakhs. And I think the process with the financials is being changed right now. I'm not really really sure. They say that Australian government is a little bit flexible with the financials. While I was coming, we should show around 20 to 25 lakhs. I showed 23 lakhs if I'm not wrong, like after paying my first semester fees. Okay, and then I'll get my financial approval from the university, and then I have to pay first semester fees, my first semester fees, in order to get the confirmation of enrollment. Once I get the confirmation of enrollment, I can actually apply for Australian visa, which could cost around 30,000 or 35,000 INR if I'm not wrong. It's gonna be charging around 30 to 35,000. I'm gonna be jotting down everything here or here. Just make sure you make a note of it. And then flight ticket, I don't know how much it'll charge. I would definitely prefer no for online studies. Once the border gets open after this corona, I think the flight charges are gonna be a little bit more. I would say when I was coming, it was 45,000 for my flight ticket from India to Melbourne. So just make sure you check everything. And for the people who are in a little bit hurry or who are rushing towards studying abroad, I would prefer no to online studies and just wait for some time until borders get open and everything will be sorted on sure, and just wait and be patient. Okay, and then once you are done with the flight ticket, and then you can go for your shopping. For my shopping, it costed me around 1 lakh. It depends on your expenses. And the other thing is the amount that you will be getting starting days in Australia. It could be around $2,000. It could come around 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. I bought $3,000 while coming here. So that's it, all of it. It's a passport, IELTS training, IELTS fees, and then no application fees. Except if you're applying for group 8 universities in Australia, they're gonna charge you around $100 to $150, which would come around 7,000. And no application fees, no consultancy fees. Just don't pay for any agents and wait for the offer. Get your financials approved, and then you will get interview call. I think so before financials, you will get an interview call from the university where you have to speak about, they'll ask you some questions, you can speak about that one with them. And then be honest. Okay, don't just try to sway something in front of them. Just be honest. That just say, you just have to tell them that you're gonna be going back to your home country. That's it. It's just, you don't give a vibe that you will be settling in Australia. Even though if you want to, just don't tell them. And get the approval. You will get a financial approval, then you're ready to pay your first semester fees. I forgot to tell the first semester fees. It could be from 10,000 to 15,000 depending on your course. It could be more, it could be very less. I would generally say it could be around $10,000 to $15,000, which is 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs for one semester fees. And then you're done. Once you pay the fees, you have to wait for your confirmation of enrollment. After that, you can apply for the visa. Visa charges around 30 to 35,000 INR. And then your flight ticket, shopping, all the expenses on the money that you need in order to survive in your beginning days here in Australia. Then you're sorted. So that's it. That's it this video is about. If you have any doubt, just don't forget to ping me in the comment section or anywhere in my social media. My YouTube account name is One Girl's View, just in case if you don't know. And this is Devika. You can follow me on my Instagram, Snapchat ID as well. I'm gonna be pinging right down in the description box. Just please subscribe to my channel. It's gonna be really, really helpful if you do so. Even though it is free, please do it. Till that, take care, stay safe, and don't be hurry in the things. Just be patient and follow my tip.